100,000 Islamic Stories for All Muslims. Islamic Stories for All Muslims Episode 5. My name is Abubakar Abdul Salam. I teach in an Islamic school. As we all know that today is the 5th week of the year, we all know the reason why we are all here. On behalf of the organization, I thanks this organization for this opportunity they have given me, and I am happy for it. Today I will be talking about two different beautiful stories. Stay patient as we walk into the story. Note, this story is not just for Muslim only, but also for a non-Muslim. We are not just telling a story, but we are changing a life. Please learn something from the story. The story of today is, the first story is titled, The Guard Who Found Islam. And the second story is titled, The Giant Ship Engine That Failed. Now let's start with the first story, The Guard Who Found Islam. By Dan Efron, Newsweek from the magazine issue dated March 30, 2009. Army Specialist Terry Holdbrooks had been a guard at Guantanamo for about 6 months the night he had his life-altering conversation with detainee 590, a Moroccan also known as the General. This was early 2004, about halfway through Holdbrooks' stint at Guantanamo, with the 463rd Military Police Company. Until then, he'd spent most of his day shifts just doing his duty. He'd escort prisoners to interrogations or walk up and down the cell block making sure they weren't passing notes. But the midnight shifts were slow. The only thing you really had to do was mop the center floor, he says. So Holdbrooks began spending part of the night sitting cross-legged on the ground, talking to detainees through the metal mesh of their cell doors. He developed a strong relationship with the General, whose real name is Ahmed Arakiri. Their late-night conversations led Holdbrooks to be more skeptical about the prison, he says, and made him think harder about his own life. Soon, Holdbrooks was ordering books on Arabic and Islam. During an evening talk with Arakiri in early 2004, the conversation turned to the Shahada, the one-line statement of faith that marks the single requirement for converting to Islam. There is no God but God and Muhammad is his prophet. Holdbrooks pushed the pen and an index card through the mesh, and asked Arakiri to write out the Shahada in English and transliterated Arabic. He then uttered the words aloud and, there on the floor of Guantanamo's Camp Delta, became a Muslim. The lesson of the story is, it is he who Allah will, he showed the way, into Islam. And it is he who Allah will, he did not. The second story title, The Giant Ship Engine That Failed. The following is an incident about an engine failure in a giant ship. The ship's owners tried one expert after another, but none of them could figure out how to fix the engine. Then they brought in an old man who had been fixing ships since he was a youngster. He carried a large bag of tools with him, and when he arrived, he immediately went to work. He inspected the engine very carefully, top to bottom. Two of the ship's owners were there, watching this man, hoping he would know what to do. After looking things over, the old man reached into his bag and pulled out a small hammer. He gently tapped something. Instantly, the engine lurched into life. He carefully put his hammer away. The engine was fixed. A week later, the owners received a bill from the old man for $10,000. What? The owners exclaimed. He hardly did anything. So they wrote the old man a note saying, please send us an itemized bill. The man sent a bill that read, tapping with a hammer $2. Knowing where to tap $9,998. Effort is important, but knowing where to make an effort in your life makes all the difference. Knowledge in Islam is highly valued. Knowledge will benefit us in this world and in the hereafter. The lesson of the story is, the power of knowledge is so great, and knowledge will benefit us in this world and in the hereafter. So seek for knowledge.
Thank you, Mr. Abubakar Abdul Salam. Thank you for the story. We are expecting you next week with another story. So audience, this is how it will be going. I hope you learned something from this story. So you can support us by donating to our bank account to help us more, and also we don't just want to make only animation video. We are planning in buying camera for other videos with the money you donate to us. Thank you all for your support. We will appreciate it if you all cooperate. Do not forget to share the video with your loved ones.
Bank name, Union Bank. Account number, 01600011586. Account name, Thurid Abubakar. 100,000 Islamic stories line for Muslim and non-Muslim.